welcome to the OVA vlog. Today is a very fascinating day, I would have to say. I'm very excited. We are talking about placenta encapsulation, and we are lucky to have Anne Ferguson, the founder of Bywater Birth. Anne is a certified doula, a childbirth educator, and a placenta encapsulator. So she has a lot of background on childbirth and postpartum care. And so today we're going to ask her about placenta encapsulation. Welcome,
Thank
Anne.
you. Yeah, this is fun.
Awesome. So the first question is just, what is placenta encapsulation?
Yeah. So what it is really taking a placenta after a mom has a baby and turning it into capsules for her to consume after the birth.
Okay.
So there's two different methods she can choose from. There's a traditional method that's based on Chinese medicine where it's steamed and then it's sliced, dehydrated, ground into a powder and put into capsules. And then there's more of like a raw start method where it's not steamed first. So it's just sliced raw, still dehydrated, still ground into a powder and put into capsules. And so either way, the result is the same. It's a jar full of capsules that the mom can take after she has her baby. But that's kind of how the process works. So the idea is to get the nutrients, the hormones, the protein, the iron from the placenta back into the mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many capsules is...
It really varies. It depends on obviously the size of the placenta and also which method the mom chooses. So with the traditional method, there is some shrinking of the placenta during the cooking process. And so she maybe gets about 25, or the raw probably yields about 25 to 50% more capsules. Because of the skipping the cooking process, it doesn't shrink down.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say on average maybe like 150 capsules.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good amount.
Wow. And so do you take like one capsule every day?
It really varies depending on the mom. So when I go bring her capsules back, I have a whole conversation with her about, okay, this is sort of what the average woman would do, maybe like 4 capsules a day, for example. But it really depends if a mom had a C-section, if she had a hemorrhage, if she was really worried about mood or really worried about her milk supply. She might take a lot more than that if she needs to kind of rebuild faster. And if a mom is feeling amazing, she might only take 1 or 2 a day. So there's no set dosage.
Okay. So you can't OD on placenta.
Right. No, I mean, a mama cat eats the whole thing right after she gives birth.
Yeah. So why would a woman do this?
Yeah.
Like, why do people come to you?
Well, it's really become a trend in the last 5 years. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I've seen it just explode in popularity in those 5 years. When I did it myself 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, it was sort of this outside the mainstream, like, ooh, that sounds really weird and crazy. I want to do that. But now it's really mainstream. So moms are doing it to help avoid postpartum depression. A lot of moms find that their mood is a lot better after taking their capsules. A lot of moms report a much better milk supply with the capsules and much higher energy levels. Also faster return, of healing with the uterus and less blood loss after the birth or in the weeks after the birth. So all kinds of things, but mostly mood and energy and milk supply.
And what is the base of science behind this?
There isn't a lot. There's really no good current human research that shows that placenta encapsulation is, research-based or evidence-based. There's also no research that shows that it's harmful or detrimental. We're waiting on a study right now that's supposed to be published this year. That's a placenta versus placebo study that's being done in Nevada. So hopefully that will come out and, support what those of us who've been doing this for a long time have found. But it is mostly anecdotal. It's moms telling other moms. It's moms who've maybe had 1 or 2 or 3, or I had a woman who had 4 babies, did it with her 5th, and was blown away by how much energy she had and just how different her postpartum was. So it is anecdotal right now, though.
Yeah. So we're excited for that study to come out.
Very.
We'll definitely do a vlog on that study when it comes out. So what tips or advice do you have for a woman who's considering this?
So just, think about it ahead of time, set it up ahead of time with someone that you want to work with, and be careful who you hire. There is no oversight for this. There are certifying organizations out there, and I'm certified by one of them.
Okay.
But there are dozens and dozens of people in the cities who are doing this, and some of them are not necessarily fully trained.
Okay.
And maybe taking all the safety precautions that they should.
Okay.
The process itself is actually not that hard.
Okay.
Someone could have a family member do it or a friend, but when you're doing it professionally, obviously you have to take a lot of extra precautions to protect you as the person doing it, and the current client you're working with, and the next client that you're working with.
Yeah.
And so researching your provider, how much experience do they have? What universal precautions do they take? What do they know about bloodborne pathogens? Have they been trained? Okay. Just so that it's, as safe as it possibly can be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And also, I would also add, if you don't mind, find out their process and their protocol.
Okay.
Not everyone takes it as seriously as some of us, and they take days and days and days to get capsules back to people and are not as reliable. So that's something that I've unfortunately seen a fair amount. Moms saying, well, with my last baby, I had it done, but I didn't get my capsules to day 5. That's not really okay.
Okay. What are some of just in terms of seeking out someone that does have that certification, what are some of those that they should look for?
Well, I would just either look at their website and see what they've written. Have they taken some sort of OSHA bloodborne pathogen training? Even if they're not certified by one of the organizations, have they taken bloodborne pathogen training? Okay. And will they talk you through their process? Will they tell you how they sanitize? Will they tell you what protective equipment they wear? Do they use bleach? Bleach is kind of necessary. There aren't really hardly any other good things out there except for really harsh chemicals that you wouldn't come by in your everyday life. Yeah. If someone's trying to use green cleaners or, like natural stuff for this, it's not enough.
Not enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other advice or for someone that's thinking about doing this?
I mean, you have to set it up ahead of time in your mind. You have to be ready to tell your nurse that you're going to save your placenta. And I recommend people bring baggies to the hospital to store it in, and a cooler.
Okay.
Because it's all over the board. Some hospitals will let moms store it in a fridge in a bucket, and moms don't have to do anything. And other hospitals kind of want it out of there as soon as possible, and they don't have a fridge for you, and they don't have a way for you to keep it cold. So if the placenta isn't put on ice within roughly 2 hours, up to 4 hours, but 2 hours is my preference, and kept very cold and it's meat. You know, so it can go bad.
Yeah.
So moms do need to think ahead of time about making sure that that's going to happen. If it's 2 a.m. and the baby's born, it's not urgent that I rush out of bed and come get the placenta, but the placenta needs to be kept proper. Yeah. Though I will say I've done last minute placentas often. People find out afterwards. So, or they decide afterwards, and as long as it's stored properly, that's fine too.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So just decide ahead of time, check with your nurse about what they can do to store it.
Yep.
And then if they don't have anything, make sure you have those materials there.
Yeah. Right.
Awesome.
Yep.
So how can people get a hold of you if they want more information, or if they're in the Twin Cities and want to connect with you about doing this?
So I have a partner, and we together have a website called bywaterbirth.com, and so we both offer this process. So the nice thing about that is if one of us is already busy or already has a placenta, the other person can step in and get it done quickly. I also started minnesotaplacenta.com, and that is more of a all of Minnesota site. So it has not only a lot of Twin Cities encapsulators listed, but it has people that I've collected from all over the state who are doing this.
Okay.
And so if someone is looking for in the Twin Cities, they can, bywaterbirth.com. Otherwise, outstate minnesotaplacenta.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
this
my pleasure.
Been very informative.
Awesome. So fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.